Hello there, everyone. Oh, it is your very tired boy, B3, back with another speck of the vlog. Uh, yeah, very tired today, but I have been working very hard on personal stuff this week, so today I'm working very hard on uh, my new upcoming book, All Dinosaurs Go to Hell, which will be available on Amazon. You can check my link tree for a link to my Amazon author page, where you can subscribe for updates and stuff. Follow me on there. Plus, I have stuff already out if you want to check it out. But, shameless plug at the beginning of the video aside, today I wanted to talk about two things that are near and dear to the hearts of you, the viewers, and me, myself. Because I know this is a big, kaiju monsters channel. Uh, the main channel has Godzilla in the name, so I thought we'd actually today talk about Godzilla and its relationship to Ray Harryhausen. Now, as many of you know, the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms is cited as a inspiration, one of the two main inspirations for the original 1954 Gojira, which is the film that Godzilla debuted in. And there's been a lot of rumors in the kaiju community about Ray Harryhausen saying that he hated Godzilla. And I've done some research into that recently because I just couldn't comprehend that. It didn't make any sense to me. Ray Harryhausen loves monsters and he loves dinosaurs, right? And Godzilla's both. So it's hard to see how Ray wouldn't be intrigued by the concept of Godzilla. And many of you are like, oh, he resented it because he felt that it ripped off the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, that it took too much from it. That doesn't make sense for many, many reasons. For one thing, Ray based his entire career on King Kong. So many of Ray's projects were very Kong-like. Look at Trog in Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. Very Kong-like character. Mighty Joe Young, who he created alongside Willis O'Brien, the animator for Kong, 20 million miles to Earth with the Emir, that's basically just King Kong from space. That movie is literally just King Kong from space. It's pretty wild. Plus, The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms is an adaptation of the short story The Lighthouse, which is very good, by the way, written by one of my favorite authors and Ray Harryhausen's lifelong best friend, Ray Bradbury, who you might know from things like Fahrenheit 451 and A Sound of Thunder. Both books that I think I will be reviewing on the main channel. I'll at least be reviewing A Sound of Thunder because I love that. I love that book. So yeah, The Beast of 20,000 Fathoms in itself is an adaptation from a man whose entire career was inspired by and based upon another work of film. So it didn't make sense that he resented Godzilla for that. Plus, The Beast of 20,000 Fathoms, Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, was not released in Japan until 1954, the year Gojira came out. So how much influence could it really have had? It wasn't really available in Japan. So they couldn't have based too much off of it. But it turns out, and I actually have some really good sources on this. My main source is an interview with someone from the Ray and Dinah Harryhausen Foundation, who was actually an apprentice of Harryhausen's. I was calling him Ray, but I should really be calling him Harryhausen. Last name, more professional. I don't know the guy personally, and sadly, never will. He's one of my heroes. It was on my bucket list to meet him, and he's gone. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, one of the main inspirations of my entire life. So, Uh, oh, now I'm thinking about him. Oh, my boy. But yeah, so it turns out Ray didn't resent the idea of Godzilla or that it, was influenced by his work. There were really two things that he didn't like here. One was he wasn't a fan of the suit Mation. He felt like the suits weren't quality enough, and he preferred characters that weren't humanoid to be animated in a different way. Because, and it's not like, oh, Ray Harryhausen hated suitmation. He didn't, because he himself used it. There were kids in the little alien suits in that H.G. Wells adaptation, First Men on the Moon, to the Moon, something like that. I can't remember the name of it. I think the book and movie have different names, which is why it's confusing me. Do they have different names? They might. I have the book and the movie. I just haven't interacted with either of them recently. I'm sorry. Uh, Trog, who I mentioned earlier, was almost a suit. Calabas, you remember in Clash of the Titans? He was, heavy makeup kind of suitmation thing. He was basically only stop motion from a distance, like close ups, it was a person. And then from a distance, it was stop motion because I think he had those cloven hooves and the tail, and it made more sense. And that was like a really good choice, splitting it up like that. Kind of like how Jurassic Park had the CG and animatronic dinosaurs spliced together. So it kind of tricks the eye and makes them both feel more real. You know what I mean? That was a really good choice. Even though that's my least favorite Harryhausen film. Maybe not least favorite. Hard to decide. I think Gulliver's Three Worlds Gulliver might be. You know what? Let's continue. So we have all these fantastique, suits in that, and I think, and it was really that Ray just didn't like the quality of that. Plus, I called him Ray again. Plus, there was a specific beef with King Kong versus Godzilla from 1962. A very specific beef with that. So, towards the end of his life, Willis O'Brien went through a lot of stuff. And one of those things was a producer betraying him, taking his idea, and basically selling it to Toho. And this isn't confirmed, probably for legal reasons, but that idea for kind of King Kong versus Frankenstein may have eventually possibly become King Kong versus Godzilla. And there are other, stories about how that film came to be. But with lots of these older films, it's hard to know the exact specifics because, all the people that made them have passed on, and we didn't have all like the behind the scenes and record stuff that we did these days. Lots of it was like printed and it's been lost, if it was even recorded at all, etc. Because they didn't like shoot behind the scenes reels and stuff because we didn't really have home video back then. You get what I'm saying. But it was a big thing, and lots of the stress that Willis O'Brien went through is, according to his wife, why he died when he did, because of all that stuff. Because he died when that movie came out. Coincidence? Probably, but the stress of it, on an older man like that, that'll do it to you. Rest in peace, Willis O'Brien, as well. You changed cinema forever. You really did. And only in good ways. Absolutely rest in peace. You deserve it. You deserve the rest. But, yeah, so Ray Harryhausen had, issue with the suits. He didn't like the suits. He just didn't like the animation. And he was an animator, first and foremost. And he did not want anything to do with King Kong versus Godzilla for several reasons. At least two. but once again, it's not to say he didn't like suits, because he liked the creature from the Black Lagoon. Very high quality suit that even holds up today in 2021, and it's from '54 as well. And but also remember, as I said, I believe he preferred humanoid figures in suits. Uh, if you were going to use a suit, he preferred it to be for a humanoid creature, which the creature from the Black Lagoon was very humanoid, and etc. But uh, that's basically all I have to say. Uh, there is actually a YouTube video that I got a lot of this information from recently, and I am going to link it in the description below. I highly recommend watching that video and subscribing to that channel, because that channel only has a few more subscribers than this channel, and that seemed like a crime because it was a very good video, and it was like was a big interview, or at least it was a big interview to me, because I follow the Ray and Dinah Harryhausen Foundation on all social media, uh, and etc. So I was very happy to watch an interview with the representative. I will put that interview, which will this is more of a summary video that I'm giving you right now. This is just a summary video of a lot of the information I saw in that. But I've heard from several people in the kaiju community. I think I've heard it on the GargantuCast podcast a couple times, I believe. I've seen it just all over Twitter and stuff. I think I even might have heard Matt Frank mention it at some point. I don't know. I follow him on social media. Met him a couple times. I don't know. But the the full interview I am going to post in the description. Definitely check it out and subscribe to the channel because it's very worth it. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support, and I will be seeing you all next time.